Good morning to everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm John, and I'm back with another episode here on my channel, Musings of a Marine. Semper Fi, everybody. I hope you had a good holiday. It's been a while since I've been on here because of the holidays and the crazy work schedule as a result. But what I want to talk about today is my top 10 prettiest Filipinas, okay? You go on YouTube and you're going to find all kinds of polls and videos about who the top 10 or top 100 prettiest Filipinas are. But I think they're a little bit tainted, and you want to know why? First of all, one thing I really appreciate about women in the Philippines is they enjoy beauty in a person as much as anybody else. They don't consider beauty pageants to be sexist or anything like that. They don't have a feminazi attitude towards them. Probably that's why two of the last four Miss Universes have been Miss Philippines. Okay, they take pride in their pageants, and they take pride in how beautiful their women are. But a lot of women in the Philippines, when it comes to judging how pretty one of their fellow Filipinas is, they base it more with the heart. Now, you know, us guys, we're a little bit more visual. Is this girl hot looking? Or is she one that we perceive to be such this sweetheart? And Filipinos feel sorry for the people that maybe just didn't get a great break in life, or they play a part where they always seem to be the one who gets picked on. And that's probably why the likes of Mai and Trata and Catherine Bernardo are typically considered by a lot of Filipino women as the sexiest women in the country. Well, I don't know about that. Their faces aren't that pretty, and both of them are pretty scrawny body-wise. Nice people, I'm sure. But for us guys, we like something a little bit more in the visual aspect. None of us know any of these women anyway, so really the only way we can judge how beautiful they are is by their looks. So without further ado, I'm going to give you my top 10, and I'm also going to explain to you why I feel they should be in my top 10. Okay? So we're going to start out with number 10 here. Number 10 is, and hopefully you can see her picture pretty well, this is Yen Santos. Okay? Now, why do I think Yen Santos is beautiful? Well, just look at her. Her face is as pretty as I don't know what. She's got plenty of curves on her body. And on top of that, she's a good actress too. Now, the first time I ever saw Yen Santos was in the show Wildflower. And that was starring Maha Salvador. And she had a small part, and I thought, yeah, she's kind of cute, but whatever. She really wasn't the star of the show. Well, then she became one of the stars of the Filipino drama Halik. And boy, oh boy, did I get to see a lot of Yen Santos. By the way, her name is Lillian, actually. Yen is just a nickname from the ending of her first name. So, there you have it. She also starred in a movie called Northern Lights with famous Filipino actor Piolo Pascual. And she did a great job acting in that, and of course looked quite pretty as well. So anyways, that's number 10 on my list. Okay, now moving right along here to number 9. Number 9, Empress Shuck. Okay, she is not a big-time actress in the Philippines. But for anybody who saw the movie 9 Mornings, one of my all-time Filipino movies, of course it's a Christmas movie, and of course I've mentioned in one of my previous videos that she, in that movie, was one of the inspirations for me to do the 9 morning masses leading up to Christmas. And I should say the movie, not Empress Shuck, because unfortunately, when I did those 9 morning masses, there was nobody there who looked as good as her. Now, in that movie, she was rather young. She played a sickly girl in an orphanage named Sandy. But as you can see, she grew up, and she grew up very well. Out of my top 10 list, she is the only one who is married. And I think she's also the only one who has a child. But she looks very, very good. She has been in some shows throughout the years. But regardless of how popular she may be, she will always be right up there as one of my favorites, because she just really grew up into be a very, very pretty woman. Okay, moving right along here, we are going to go to number 8. All right. And since these things aren't necessarily in the proper order, we're going to have to get over there to where we need to be on the screen. Forgive me. Okay, here we go. Number 8. Number 8 is Julia Montez. Okay. Her, like Empress Shuck, is half German. Okay, Julia Montez's first name, or real name actually, is Mara Schnittke. Small wonder they changed it to Julia Montez, right? Julia, like Jens Santos, like Empress Shuck, has all the curves in the right place. Like Jens Santos, maybe she could shed a pound or two, but who cares? Look how pretty her face is. Now, she got started in show business as a co-star with Catherine Bernardo, and I always thought she was much better looking. But unfortunately, despite all of her success in movies and even in a teleseries where she actually played 2 parts, enormously talented, very, very pretty, and can play the sweet girl or the tough girl as well. But regardless of what she plays, she's absolutely gorgeous, as you can see. So that's number 8 on my list, Julia Montez. Now, moving right along here, if we may, we're going to go on to number 7. Okay, who's number 7? Right there, Julia Barreto. Okay, now let me tell you a little story about Julia here. Julia Barreto's last name is not actually Barreto, but the reason she uses it is because of her mom and her 2 aunts who were actresses. Her Aunt Claudine still is, and good-looking women, all of them, but none of them as good-looking as Julia. And honestly, the whole Barreto family is pretty dysfunctional. They don't get along very well, but it seems that through all of it, Julia has been the sweetheart out of the bunch. You don't hear her involved in any scandals, and she's a great actress, and every part she plays makes you want to fall in love with her. But as you can see, she is quite pretty as well, and kind of a petite girl, but has everything going for her. It's a shame that her and her longtime boyfriend and on-screen partner, Joshua Garcia, broke up. They made a really great pair and had great chemistry. But anyways, there's number 7, Julia Barreto. Now we're going to move on to number 6, Megan Young. Megan Young was Miss World 2013. She is an actress and a model, but she doesn't do a lot of acting. In fact, only one teleseries that she was in was she actually the star of. Usually she just plays a supporting role in a teleseries or a movie. But for those of you who don't know what Miss World is, it's a lesser-known version of Miss Universe. So yes, this woman was voted the prettiest woman on Earth. And as you can see, she probably deserved it. She is a long, slender lady, tall, has the perfect body for beauty pageants, but as you can see, she's actually quite gorgeous too. And she's half American, hence her last name of Young. Okay, so there's number 6 on my list. And Megan Young also has a sister named Lauren who's quite pretty herself. So we move on to number 5 here. And number 5 is this lady right here. This is Liza Soberano. And I wanted to show you this picture because this is what she looks like this day and age, okay? She has a new teleseries out with her boyfriend and longtime screen and TV partner, Enrique Hill, and they make a great pair. But Liza Soberano is widely considered to have one of the prettiest faces on earth. There are many online polls and videos on YouTube that have her listed as the prettiest woman on the face of the earth. Not just in the Philippines, but in the world, okay? As you can see, she's quite pretty in pink in this picture here. Now, also I want to mention, she is a very good actress too, but she always plays more light-hearted kind of romantic comedies, and it always leaves you with an impression that she's really a nice, down-to-earth person. Now, she doesn't have the greatest body in the world either. I've seen her, in a bikini, and quite frankly, she's got those typical American wide hips, kind of a bigger booty than perhaps you'd want her to have. and some meat on her bones. But there's nothing that's going to ever take away the fact that this girl has a very pretty face, and she has that American nose, not that flat Filipino nose. And I think that might endear her to a lot of people. But regardless, she is gorgeous, and I'm very glad she's on television again. Okay, we're going to move on to number 4 on the list here. Okay, and I'm going to tell you right now, if anybody was going to ask me, John, if you weren't married and you could marry any Filipina you wanted, who would that be? Well, I'll tell you one person who would get a lot of consideration for the answer to that question. This lady right here. This is Bea Alonzo, okay? Actually, it's not Bea Alonzo. That's just her stage name. Her real name is Filbert Fagestrom. Can you imagine that? Coming up to a woman as pretty as this and saying, "Hi, I'm John. What's your name?" Filbert. Oh my God. You got to be joking me. So thank God for stage names, right? So here she is, Bea Alonzo. Bea Alonzo is a veteran actress. She has been acting. She's only like 31 years old, but she has been acting for a long time. Maybe she's 33. But ever since she was 19, she was playing adult roles, not teenage roles. And she's done a great job. She's acted and had, partnered up with actors old enough to be her father and played their girlfriend or wife or whatever. And it just goes to show you, what kind of demeanor she has. Very mature, just kind of a soft-spoken, non-controversial lady. And she'd be the kind of person that if you're my age, someone that's down to earth, just a homebody, just likes to hang out with family. That's who Bea Alonzo is, and that's why I like her so much. Not to mention the fact she's a curvaceous lady who happens to also be quite pretty too. So, anyways, there we go. That's her. Now we're going to move on to number 3. Now, number 3, this lady here, you could argue, is the sexiest woman on earth, okay? She's half Moroccan. She's young. She's 23 years old. Just had a birthday on December 25th, as a matter of fact. And she is a rising star in the Philippines. She's been on a couple of teleseries. She's guest starred in some other ones. And she finally got a leading role in one called Mea Culpa here in the last couple of years. But soon she'll be starring in another one as the leading lady. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you, there she is, Ivana Alawi. Okay? Yeah, lots of curves there. Okay, very, very pretty actress. She gets partnered up with this actor named Kit Thompson usually. And her dad was Moroccan. He's not with us anymore. But it's kind of crazy. I mean, this is a good-looking family, but her parents aren't. Her mom isn't pretty at all. But yet she is absolutely gorgeous. She has a cute little sister named Mona, who's actually an actress on the GMA network. And even her brothers are good-looking guys. So I don't know what happened there. 2 ugly ducklings produced a really good-looking family, but none of them as hot and as sexy as Ivana Alawi is. I mean, she's just got everything. And if you like girls with big booties, she's got that going for her too. So I'll tell you what, she's not my favorite actress in the Philippines, but I don't really see anything from a physical standpoint wrong with this young lady here. All right, now we're going to move on to number 2. Number 2 is this lady right here, Erich Gonzalez. Okay. Erich is not actually her first name. It's her nickname, derived from her first name, Erica, and her middle name, Crizel. Absolutely beautiful lady. I love her eyes. Every time she smiles, her eyes just light up and just might have the prettiest face of anybody I've ever seen. Nice, slender body, too. Check out the movie she was in with Jericho Rosales. It's called Surigao. And she is in a bikini a lot in that movie. And if you go see that movie, you'll see what I mean. And she's not even wearing makeup half the time because she actually was out in the water surfing in that movie. She learned how to surf for the movie. So she's really, a a tough person on the inside, but always acts so sweet on the outside. And it's very, very hard to dislike somebody like that. Every time you see her, whether it be a role she plays, or even if she's just on some talk show or whatever, her demeanor, she's just the type of person you know you'd get along with. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's number 2, Erich Gonzalez. Now, are we ready for number 1? I'm sure most people who know me and are going to watch this are already going to know the answer to that question. There she is, Maja Salvador. Number 1, as even my wife will attest, she knows I just think she is the greatest thing going. But Maja Salvador is also, in my opinion, the most talented actress in the Philippines, too. Now, she's something that most people, including myself, would look in a girl. She's petite, she's sweet in real life, she's a very friendly, outgoing, funny person. In her show that's just about to end, The Killer Bride, it's been said that she's the lighthearted one that keeps the cast laughing during long, grueling, tiring days. But as you can see, she's very pretty. She's a petite girl, which I like. But this girl can sing. She's the best dancer in the country. She can play instruments. She's a great actress, particularly at drama roles. Can play the tough girl. She does it all. She does it all. And on top of that, she's this pretty as well. So that's why I like Maja Salvador. Unfortunately, right now, she's dating some guy with a stupid name of Rambo. But anyways, he's a nobody, and he's the love of her life, which just goes to show you how grounded she is, too. So we're going to wrap it up. Those are my top 10 favorites. But I want to say one last thing about Maja Salvador and also Filipina actresses in general. Maja came from a small town called Apari on the north end of the country. It's a hick town. Yeah, her dad was a well-known actor, an action movie star named Ross Revel, but she was not born into privilege at all. All these women I showed you, they're all good cooks, too. A lot of actresses in Hollywood never even had to do that. But these women are all grounded. And Maja in particular, I saw a picture of her once. She was taking a break from filming back in 2014. And it showed her squatting down on the ground, eating rice off of this big old leaf from a banana tree with some of the camera crew of the show. And I asked myself, how many actresses in Hollywood would be filming a show or a movie and take time to squat down on the ground and eat rice with the camera crew? The answer to that question, probably none. All right, but yet that's who Maja is. She's just a wonderful person from every report I've ever heard about her, and as you can see, she's gorgeous. And pretty much all the women I showed you are like that. So there you have it. I'm John Litchfield. That's my top 10 most prettiest Filipinos on the face of the earth, and they're all great people, too, from as far as I can tell. Lastly, I want to show you that I'm wearing my Filipino shirt here. I just want to send my best wishes and prayers to all the people out there who've been affected by the Taal volcano. I wish you well. I wish you a speedy recovery and that you can rebuild your lives from this unfortunate tragedy. Take care. God bless. Semper Fi. And we'll talk to you soon.